Ever wonder why Canadians are so polite? It's because they're always stuffed with poutine. And trust me, nothing says "I'm sorry" like a mouthful of fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It's like a culinary apology for the taste buds. Beyond just being a dish, poutine is practically the Canadian code of conduct, a comfort food that gets them through the icy winters, the never-ending hockey seasons, and basically any situation that demands a little warmth. But hey, before we dive headfirst into this gravy boat, let's take a step back and see where this all began. Spoiler alert, it involves a lot of sorries and a's. Once upon a time in the 1950s, within the vibrant heart of Quebec, an adventure started when someone daringly tossed cheese curds onto fries and engulfed it in gravy. Abracadabra, poutine sprang to life. It's comparable to the Avengers of the food world. Fries, cheese curds, and gravy joining forces to rescue your taste buds from the evil clutches of tasteless food. Thus was the birth of poutine, but hold on to your hats, folks, because that was just the start. It's like an Epicurean soap opera, and we're only just turning the page to the exciting chapter. Comparable to a Pokemon, poutine has evolved. It transitioned from a humble late-night indulgence to becoming Canada's national gem. Reflect on its journey from anonymity to global recognition, much like Celine Dion's career, yet with a more generous serving of gravy. The origins trace back to the 1950s in the countryside of Quebec. Imagine this: a famished patron strolls into a snack bar requesting a bag of fries and cheese curds. The owner finds it peculiar, but entertains the request. The customer then douses the serving with gravy. The proprietor witnesses this gastronomic creation and exclaims, "That's going to be disastrously messy." Unbeknownst to him, he was witnessing the inception of a Canadian classic. As time progressed, poutine found its place on menus across Quebec. It rapidly became a favorite late-night indulgence, the ultimate comfort food, and a remedy for hangovers. It stood as the gastronomic equivalent of a warm embrace on a frosty winter night. Then, in the 1990s, poutine began to sophisticate. Chefs began to introduce gourmet ingredients such as foie gras, lobster, and truffle into the mix. Poutine wasn't a late-night indulgence, it was a culinary marvel. It's much like the nerdy kid from high school who surprises everyone at the reunion by becoming rather attractive. Today, there's a poutine to suit every taste. We have vegan poutine, breakfast poutine, dessert poutine, sushi poutine. There's even a rendition with sweet potato fries and goat cheese. It's the Meryl Streep of dishes. It's incredibly versatile. With poutine, it appears the possibilities are limitless. But where do we go from here? If history is a reliable teacher, it's taught us that poutine is brimming with surprises. So buckle, folks. The poutine revolution is just commencing. It's like the Pikachu of food, cute, lovable, and can electrify your taste buds with an explosion of flavors. They seem limitless with poutine. So, what lies ahead? The poutine revolution is only just beginning. And trust me, you're going to want to catch all the flavors. From the bustling avenues of Quebec to the far corners of the earth, poutine embarks on its mission to seize global control. It's not merely a straightforward dish anymore, folks. It's morphed into a cultural marvel, the culinary representative of Canada and a tasty tyrant of our taste palates. You might be wondering, how can a preparation composed of fries, cheese curds, and gravy lay out a strategy for global control? The answer is plain and simple. It's all in the potency of its scrumptiousness. Poutine is that captivating rogue that seduces you with its undeniable appeal. And before you see it coming, you're swearing everlasting allegiance to it. The blueprint for worldwide conquest isn't clandestine. It's already permeated our diners, food vans, and even our domestic kitchens. And it's not satisfied being just an accompaniment or a late-night nibble. Nay, it's targeting the main course stature and beyond. Imagine a world where poutine becomes the new medium of exchange. In need of a new vehicle? That'll be 1,000 poutines, thank you. Aspiring to own a residence? That's a cool 1,000,000 poutines. And for the truly audacious, a voyage to Mars might set you back a whopping 1,000,000,000 poutines. Elon Musk, I hope you're tuned in, but poutine's ambitions aren't limited to world domination, absolutely not. It's got its gaze fixed on the cosmos as well. Envision this, astronauts enjoying poutine in zero gravity while an extraterrestrial craft hovers in proximity, intrigued about this terrestrial delicacy. Does that sound far-fetched? Think twice. With the advent of 3D printed food, We're not far from having a 3D printed poutine primed for a space launch. And considering the pace of things, we wouldn't be taken aback if there's a poutine-centric eatery on Mars by the time humans make landfall there, so who can predict? In the future, we might catch sight of poutine on the moon, and if that materializes, I lay claim to the first moon poutine. So there you have it, folks, the rise and rise of poutine. It started with a late-night craving and transformed into an international sensation, a dish so good, it might just be the reason behind Canada's renowned friendliness. Nothing soothes the soul quite like a plate of hot fries, cheese curds, and savory gravy. It's like a warm hug for your taste buds, eh? Let's take a quick detour down memory lane, shall we? Recall when we discussed how this heavenly dish was born? A mere request for cheese on fries resulted in the birth of a star. It's akin to asking for a bit of sugar in your coffee and receiving a caramel macchiato. Who knew a late-night snack would evolve into Canada's gastronomic icon? And who can overlook evolution of poutine? It's like witnessing a caterpillar metamorphose into a butterfly, if that butterfly was a palatable, gravy-drenched dish, doubling as a currency. Honestly, who wouldn't barter a few loonies for a plate of poutine? I certainly would. We also broached the subject of poutine's future. With its expansion plans, it's not only winning over taste buds, but hearts and minds as well. It's the Beatles of the culinary world, disseminating love and positivity one plate at a time. Let's not disregard its potential for global domination. I, for one, welcome our new poutine overlords. So next time you find in a Canadian diner at 2 in the morning contemplating a plate of hot fries, cheese curds, and gravy, take a moment to appreciate the history of this modest dish. Remember, behind every accomplished nation, there's an exemplary late-night snack. And remember, don't be Filipino, be Filipinas. If you're confused about what that means, it's like saying, don't say no to poutine. Always say yes. It might not be perfect, but hey,